Paying only the minimum balance each month. This keeps you in debt longer, which credit cards love because they're making more money off of you. So the longer they keep you in debt, the more money that they're making interest-wise. So I think the best thing to do instead of just paying the minimum balance is to try to put a little bit extra in. Sometimes when you even pay extra, like even if it's $10 extra, $20 extra above that minimum payment, you will see a huge difference with your money. Just like you wouldn't owe that much to the credit card eventually. Even though in your head it's like, oh, it's just an extra 10 or 20 a month, that extra 10 and 20 is helping you out more than you think, even though it does seem like a small amount. If you guys hear like buzzing or some noise, we have our neighbors like redoing their house, so I'm sorry if you hear buzzing. I think they have like a saw, or they're like redoing the roof or something right now. Missing payments, late payments hurt your credit score and come with fees. Again, this is just basic credit card mistakes. I never missed like a credit card payment, but I did miss quite a few payments when I had a student loan, and I seen how that affected me, my credit score, how that affected the actual loan. The same thing goes for credit cards. If you miss a payment, most credit cards penalize you, and you'll end up owing more and more and more. You are borrowing money. It's not your money. Rules have to be in place in order for people not to like abuse it. So I do get it regarding if people don't want to pay their credit cards and they rack up that fee. Moral of the story, don't miss your credit card payments. Like I said, I know times are tough. It seems nearly impossible to even buy like a decent amount of groceries for a small price. Like you have to spend an arm, a leg, a torso, even maybe a couple toes to have enough food for the week. So I can see how things are super, super pricey. So missing a credit card payment, I can see how that can happen because things are so expensive, and a lot of people do use their credit cards for food. It's unfortunate, but that's just the world that we live in. And I think the one thing that I want you guys to take out of this video is to try your best to save as much money as you can in order to pay your credit card bills and not be in debt, because debt is going to make your life even more miserable. I know when I was in debt, I was the most miserable person in the world. And what I ended up doing was like picking up extra shifts, having a side hustle, and just working my tail off to pay this debt so I can live a debt-free life. It took a couple years, but it was worth it. And I promised myself, once I got out of debt, that I will never ever miss like a credit card payment or anything like that, because I know what that could do to you. It could put you back to, where you didn't want to be in the first place. Maxing out your card. Using too much of your limit makes you look risky to lenders. And this happens a lot. I've seen a lot of family members do this, where they'll max out a couple credit cards that they had, and then they'll try to get another credit card. And it doesn't look good on paper, especially if you're not paying it. But I will say, like, maxing out credit cards in general is not a good move. You want to be in good stance with your credit cards. Having a credit card, some people say it's a privilege. I think it's more of a risky game. And if you know how to play the game, then you will do very well. If you don't know how to play the game, then it's going to be like Jumanji. It's going to be out of control, because credit card, like say you spend $100 today and you forget about it, because credit cards are out of sight, out of mind type of situation. You spend $100 today, say you spend an extra, $400 in 4 days, so it's $500, and then you forget about it. By the time you get your monthly bill, it's probably around $600, because there's also interest that kicked in. So things just start adding up very, very fast. So it is important to not max out your credit cards. For me, I know I get this question a lot. How many credit cards do I have? I only have one. I used to have Kohl's, Victoria's Secret. I think I had another one. I'm trying to remember. It was another like store credit card. We'll talk about the store credit cards in a minute. But I ended up I stopped using those and just stood with the big boy, which is my Chase credit card. And the reason why I did that was because I got more benefits with Chase. I'm able to get cash back on every purchase and kind of utilize it to my own advantage, where the store credit cards, you can't really do that, except you can just buy stuff that you don't really need. Like I said, we'll get into detail with that because I went through the ringer with that situation. You know, with my credit card, I have a pretty high balance. I'm constantly getting approved for a higher balance. Every year they approve me for a higher balance because I use my credit card wisely. So they're trying to reward me to spend more money. Again, it's a risky game. But even though I have a very high credit card balance, like credit limit, I should say, I never use it. Like I never use all of it. I don't max it out. I use my credit card just for gas for my car, food for the house, just little things that I need. Then I can pay it back, and I also receive some cash back. So I don't abuse it. I use it wisely. And with doing that method, I never ever max it out. So instead of like maxing out my credit card, I rather have emergency funds. And because I know emergencies happen, it's inevitable. So I'm preparing myself with that. It has been hard. I'm not going to lie. It has been hard to save money because my only job is my main job and I get paid bi-weekly and it's not that much. And with YouTube, I don't really make much at all, but every dollar does count. So I make sure, instead of like, if an emergency happens, instead of dipping into my credit card and maxing it out, because there is an option for you to get cash or instant cash, I think that's how they call it. Instead of doing that, because they do charge you a high interest rate, I think mine is like 29%, which is insane. Instead of doing that, I have made buckets and buckets and buckets of different savings accounts. I wish I would have done this when I was younger, but as you get older, you learn a lot more about money. So I put a certain percentage each month into these savings accounts so I don't have to max out my credit card. Taking out cash, I know we just talked about that. Cash advances come with high fees and interest from day one. Every credit card is different. It's not one size fits all. Every credit card will charge you differently or will play by their own rules, I should say. Try your best not to take out cash from your credit card. Just like, you know, don't take out your 401k early because you're going to end up owing. You're going to, you know, owe what you took out plus interest. It's just not ideal. Like I just said before, emergencies are inevitable. So instead of taking out money or waiting last minute for an emergency to happen, try your best to open up a high yield savings account and start saving. Even if it's $50 for your emergency fund, $50 for a car emergency fund a month, every dollar adds up. Before you know it, say you need a new tire and it's going to cost you $180. In your head, you're probably like, well, I could either take that cash out of my credit card or I can put it on my credit card. But instead of doing that, because you're going to owe a lot more than just the $180 for the tire, you have to think of like the interest that they're going to probably charge you if you're not swiping your card for like cash back purposes. Anyways, if you're taking cash out, if you're taking the cash out for a new tire, it's not going to go as well as taking money out of your car emergency fund. Say you had $300 in your car emergency fund. You have the $180. No interest. You have the exact $180 that you need for a new tire and you're all set. So that's why it's so important to have emergency funds or emergency buckets in your savings account instead of relying on your credit card as a bank, because it's not. Applying for too many cards. Too many applications can lower your credit score. So like I said, I went through my fair share of store credit cards back in the day. And I felt that like I was on top of the world. Like I lived with my mom when I was younger. I didn't have many responsibilities. It was just me to worry about. So I spent my money stupidly, very stupidly. And that came with a cost. It came with my credit score being extremely low. I think my credit score was at like 419. It was horrendous. And that was because I kept trying to open up credit card after credit card. And this is like store credit cards. because I was a shopaholic back then, and even though I had a room filled with things, I wanted more. And what helped me get out of it was obviously adapting a minimalist lifestyle. I know that's not for everybody, but just realizing that I didn't need more things to make me happy, and I certainly didn't need more credit cards to make me happy. I let them close on their own because it was less damaging to my credit score with letting them close on their own instead of me calling and closing them. Fast forward to now, I have one credit card only, and my credit score is at, I think it's at 7092, around there, almost at 800. And that is me just, you know, paying off my student loan back in the day and just never missing a payment again. Never missing a payment too with my credit card, like always paying my credit card on time, and just being really good with my bills and not opening up multiple credit cards. And, you know, again, if you go to, say you have one credit card right now, and then you go to the store and open up a Walmart one, Target one, and then later on in the afternoon you go to the mall and open up like a Gap or Old Navy one, by the end of the week, or the end of the month I should say, your credit score is going to go down significantly because they're pulling your credit. Unless they're doing like a soft check, but most of the time they don't. They just pull it. It damages your credit so much. So my biggest tip is to just stick with one. Using rewards as an excuse to spend. Don't buy things you don't need just to get points. I see a lot of people like giving advice online, like get this credit card because you can get points, and then with the points you can buy this or buy this. I see a lot of people getting the Sephora card just so they can get more Sephora items. Huge ripoff. No one in the world or in their right mind needs product on product on product on product. And no one needs an entire closet or entire bedroom filled with clothes. I feel like we have gotten pretty greedy with the amount of things that we feel that we need to own. It's gotten pretty bad, and I do want to blame social media because there's so much overconsumerism more now than ever, and I've said this in like all of my videos. But hopefully things calm down eventually because the economy it's not the best. So I don't know how people just keep shopping. Maybe they are just using these credit cards and not spending their own money. They're just swiping and swiping. But yeah, I see that a lot where people are using their rewards to buy more things they don't need. I never use my cashback rewards on stupid things. Most of my cashback rewards, if I haven't paid my credit card bill, I will use it for the bill. So you have two options. You can use it for the bill, or you can, well, three options. The credit card company says you can use it on your bill. So for an example, say I have $100 in cash back. I could put that $100 towards onto my current bill, or I can, if I already paid my bill, I can put that $100 into my savings account or check-in, whatever you choose. And the other option is to buy gift cards, which the gift card thing I'm not really a fan of either. They try to make it sound good. It's like, oh, well, if you give us your $100 cash back, we'll give you a $120 gift card to Sephora. I am just not in the business of buying things I don't need. It's just pointless. Things expire. I know what I need, and I know it's not that. So I rather like either put the money in my savings or put that money towards a bill. That's how I keep it. And usually I don't touch my cash back or my rewards until it hits $100. And if it hits $100 and I'm like, you know what, should I just leave it in there, let it keep adding up, or should I just use it for a bill if I owe money? That's how I treat it. I've met people that save their cash back for the entire year, and then whatever they made with their points, they use it for Christmas gifts. Which, if you do Christmas like that, like you spend money on gifts and give them out to people, that's also a great thing too, where you kind of get like a discounted rate because your cash back will help you. So there was one lady that I met. She saves all of her points throughout the whole year, and once when like November comes, she will use her cashback points, whether it's for gift cards, or she'll just use it on Christmas gifts, so she didn't have to like pay the full amount. So I don't know, I thought that was a pretty cool idea too, to save money on gifts if you are that type of like gift giving person around the holidays. And the last thing, which I've talked about but I want to talk a little bit more about because it's so important, stay away from store credit cards. It doesn't help your credit, higher interest than regular credit cards, makes you impulse buy more, and no actual benefits. And I actually got talked into getting these store credit cards when I was in my early 20s, and I remember very, very vividly the first credit card I ever had was Victoria's Secret. I used to go to the semi-annual sales all the time. My job at the time was right across the street from the mall, so I would go on break with the girls that I worked with and we would go to the semi-annual sale, and a lot of people told me, sign up for the credit card, you'll even get more things. And of course back then I had a shopping problem. I wasn't smart with my money, and I was like, you know what, I could totally use more things. In reality, I didn't need more things. What I needed to do was save money. But that was besides the point. Younger me was not the brightest with money. But when I got that store credit card, I felt like on top of the world. I'm like, oh, cool. I just got like an extra like 30% off, and they gave me like a free perfume with signing up. Okay, I'm gonna open up another store credit card. Then I went to Kohl's, opened up that store credit card. All in the same damn day. So stupid. As I got older, I realized I can't do anything with these credit cards but buy things that I do not need. I had a bureau, and I was like 24, 25, and I realized I had a bureau and I had like 50 Victoria's Secret perfumes. I was like, damn, I really don't need any more. Opened up one drawer filled with bras, another drawer filled with bras. Opened up another drawer filled with underwear, the other drawer filled with underwear. It was just, honestly, my room was becoming one side was becoming a Victoria's Secret store. And I didn't even wear any of this stuff. I just bought it because everyone else had it. Even with like Kohl's was like the biggest scam ever. So you get the store credit cards, and then they give you like Kohl's cash back, but you could only spend that money at a certain time at their store. And it's like, wait, I can't do anything with this money but buy things I don't need. So once when I realized that, I came to my senses. I cut up those credit cards, threw them out, let them close on their own, and then I opened up my Chase credit card, and the rest is history. My interest rate is still as high, but not as high as 37%. My interest rate is 28%, and I never let the interest kick in because I always pay the bill before my interest kicks in. Some credit cards let you do that. I'm just always on top of it. My cash back works great. I can, again, I get cash back on every purchase. If I go get gas, cash back. If I get cat food off of Chewy, cash back. If I get my eyebrows done, which I do every month, cash back. So it adds up so much more, and also it has helped my credit score significantly. So my credit score got better with getting a real credit card than a store credit card. A real credit card can be very beneficial because unfortunately with living in the US, your credit score is everything. That's how you're going to be able to buy a house, or if you need a car and you want to get a car loan and not at like a buy here pay here, because I used to do that too. If you want to get a car loan at a decent car place like Honda or Toyota, they're going to look at your credit score. So building a good credit report is significant when you get older. If you could take one thing out of this video, you guys, quit the store credit cards. Unless you truly need them, then obviously keep them. I'd rather have a credit card that I can use everywhere. Even if I travel, I can use my credit card outside of the US, which I've had before. Also, I do want to mention that I should have said this in the beginning, but I am not a financial expert. These are just things that I have learned. Basic credit card mistakes and advice. Don't consider myself like a financial person. That's why I don't really do financial videos. I kind of leave those videos up to like Graham Stephan and all of those people because they know more than me. I just stick to the basics because if I get too into like the logistics of credit cards, like I don't know, it gets a little too much for me. So I like to like keep things very, very simplified, just how I like to live my life. Very simple. I know people my age are doing bigger things with their money, and that's cool too. But I kind of prefer to just, again, live a debt-free life, save some money, and just live comfortably and simply. So let me know down below, how many credit cards do you have open? Do you plan on closing any? Do you plan on getting a bigger credit card and getting rid of your store credit cards? Let me know down below, what is your take on credit cards?